back. You're watching TV3 New Day, and it's time for that big conversation on branding, how to position your brand for the global market. Now, this is something that should concern all of us, because oftentimes when we talk about branding, we start thinking about the big brands. So we've come to learn and understand that everybody is a brand. Everybody is a brand. You watching me, you're a brand called Ikea, a brand called Kweku, a brand called whoever, and there are things that we need to be concerned about in building this brand. We're joined in the studios by one of the best branding communication experts on the continent. He's an amazing teacher, lecturer, brand consultant and analyst, and he's the best to ever do it. He taught me in school. I sat in his class for a year, and I'm so happy he's joined us in the studios this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. Ike Tando. Yes, sir.
You're making me feel like, but I'm just Ike Tando.
It's great to have you.
Great to have, and good to see you.
It's good to see you
It's
too.
been a while, and I'm happy. You said those watching us are brands. And I'm happy when I sit at home and I watch Brand Nashoko. It makes me happy. It makes me delighted.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
And the evolution and the transitions we are making.
Well, I learned a lot from you.
100%.
I still have my notes.
It makes me a proud teacher.
I still have my notes.
It makes me a proud teacher.
This conversation is an important one, because oftentimes when we talk about branding, we think, okay, it's the concern of marketing, marketing people and brands communication builders and so on. But all of us should be concerned about branding.
100%.
Right?
100%. Okay. Once you are born into this planet, you must own and possess your brand. It's very, very essential, because you can't do anything without an identity. You can't do anything without a promise. You can't do anything without fulfilling those promises that will make you, establish you as a human being. That's why I said I feel so proud. Anytime I watch you, I watch Bella, and I watch all of you, the way you are evolving and you're becoming big in your space. It gladdens my heart that you guys have taken your brand very seriously. You are communicating it, you are fulfilling the promises, and you are making sure that it resonates with the audience. That is what everybody must be so much focused on, establishing that kind of persona.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, I want us to talk about not just branding, but how to position your brand for the global market. So we're not just thinking, you know, our little space and our little community, but how we can sell on the global market. And 100%. We're also going to be joined by our celebrated musician, global sensation, Wiyala, who has done so well,
100%.
you know, taking her brand from local to international and executing it so well. And it's interesting that she's done it with so much Ghanaianness and localness. So what I learned from that is that you don't have to be American in your outlook
at all
to appeal to an American audience, or British to appeal to the world audience. So break it down for us. I'm a local brand. I want to go international or global. What am I supposed to do?
First of all, I'm a teacher, so let me just define what positioning is.
Okay.
So when you say positioning is about a statement. It's about the value proposition that you said, okay, I am Wala, I am Shatawale, I'm SM fan, so let me use Shatawale. So I am Shatawale, I am Samini, and I do music. I am Ike Tando, I'm a consultant. I talk about brand issues. So when people experience you, when people hire you, you are able to achieve or bring this benefit of value A, B, C, D to them.
Okay.
So that is your branding statement. So how do you position that statement? That is why you said that branding is not only for marketers, and I 100% agree with you, because you must communicate. You must make sure that your brand cannot get there through osmosis. You must take responsibility of that statement that you have defined, and then make sure that it gets out there and resonates with your target audience. That's about positioning. So positioning is not about what you do to the product. It's about what you do to the consumers who are receiving and then hearing and experiencing you, what you do to their mindset, what you do to the perceptions that they have around you and the brand. So positioning is an intentionality of making sure that the brand touch points, the communication, the discussion, the narrative around the brand is purposefully positioned so that it will be accepted, it will be liked, it will be known, and it will be trusted. So having said that, how do you do that and then make sure that you transition it from a local market to a global market? The foundations are three things. I call it the 3 C's. You must be clear from the very first day. When you ask a lot of people, and when I was coming, I think the last time I was in this studio, so I was talking about our stars, our musicians. I talk about Sarkodie, Yvonne Nelson. I got a number of people insulting me, but I'll say those things again. It's about time that they hire professionals to handle their brands for them. And somebody was asking me, how many times I've done about 2 Facebook live shows in all my life since I joined Facebook. Why? Because you must do those things when you have something to say, not when you want to talk. But people are doing Facebook Live, they are huge brands, but 3 seconds they are on Facebook Live, they are talking. But they themselves, they don't even understand what they want to do and the effect of what they are saying on their brands. If you want to achieve a global brand persona, some of these things are things that you shouldn't be doing. You should be hiring a professional to guide you in what you say, how you say it, and then who you are saying it to. So first of all, you must be clear about your positioning statement, what you want to do, what you offer, how you want to offer us, where they can find you to patronize that kind of offer that you are sharing. You must be consistent. You can't be this blue today, tomorrow you are green. Okay. The next day you are yellow. You must be consistent and you must be bold, right? You must be bold, you must be clear, you must be consistent, and you must be bold. Boldness in making sure that whatever you have said, whatever that you want to share, you are courageous. You are the marketing people will say blue ocean, red ocean. Okay, just like what Shatawale is doing. Sorry, what's the other Stone Boy fans. I know they are not going to be happy with me this morning, but I talk about him anytime I talk about personal branding and then artist branding because he decided to adopt the blue ocean, where people are not looking at. That's where Shatawale wants to go, where the controversies are. So you must be courageous. So that's the case: clear, consistency, and then being courageous to believe in the path that you want to take.
I'm so glad you mentioned these 3 things. You have to be clear, you have to be courageous and consistent. And one artist who has done this, without a doubt, is Wiala. She's been bold, 100%. She's been courageous, consistent, 100%. And very clear from day one. And she's 100%. Joining us now via Zoom. Hello, Wiala.
Hello.
It's great to have you live, joining us on the show. Where are you joining us from?
I'm actually in Funsi at the moment.
All right. I hope all is well over there.
All is well.
Now, Wiala, this conversation we're having, for every statement that Doc has said, I have said, Wiala is doing this and she's doing it well. You're one artist who's been able to break barriers and go global, and you are an international global sensation now. Yeah. And you've done this with so much consistency. Yeah. For, other acts who are watching us, how would you advise we do this? If I want to take my brand from local to international, can you outline maybe 3 things that you have done which has been able to propel you to this global level?
For me, first and foremost, you have to be talented. If you're not talented, you'll be found out in the end, and it can be devastating. You really have to be talented, one, and be you. Be you and stay focused and bring it to the people's attention. When I say be you, it means let people see you for who you say you are. Mm-hmm. When you open your mouth, it should be what you say you are. When you walk around, it should be who you say you are, relating to your talent. For me as a musician,
okay,
from your dressing to your hair to your skin color, keep a lot of this be you as you are. The moment you change them, all of a sudden, people are not, they know, they'll be like, you're not even sure what you are doing. So they don't know where to position you. So you have to be yourself and stay like that, and consistently, it will grow. Talent grows. Okay. And number 3, just work with the right people. Let people help you. And because some people, their talent is so big that if it's not well managed by people who really care about them and want them to do well, it can swallow you up, and you really be talented, but you wouldn't go anywhere.
All right. Now, Wiala, it's interesting that you have just said be courageous and be you. This is some of the things that Ike Tando said, but I remember a few years ago, many years ago, actually, when you started out, there were a lot of comments about your personal branding and your outlook. People had interesting suggestions about how you should do your hair and how you should, there was actually a trending comment about how you needed to be more feminine. I believe that's what they said. Now, you totally ignored all of that and you stuck to your guns and stayed, you know, the way you had positioned yourself, which has worked for you. But how do you advise other acts who are maybe up and coming, who are getting some of these comments, requiring them to, I don't know, change their style or be a certain way so that they can appeal to a certain market better?
That's where confidence and courage comes in. You know what your talent is about. When people were talking to me, telling me, because naturally, you really have to be honest with yourself and be yourself. As I say, be you. Look at yourself in the mirror. You have certain features that will never change, and there's nothing you can do about that. That should be the features that should add up to who you want to be. When you talk about standing out, we're all different. We're all individuals, and we all come in different forms, different shapes, and all that. Be courageous, take criticism in a positive way, and see how you can always turn the negative to positive. But people will never know until you keep doing exactly what you mean to do. I came out, I know I'm muscular, and I flex my muscles. There were a lot of females out there, they were more feminine. Yes, it's true, I accept that. How do I use that to my advantage? I just kept being myself until people realized that this is who she really is. You either take her or leave it. And at the end of the day, you're going to find your market. Just stay focused, stay doing that one thing. Like I keep saying, don't change because everybody thinks you should change. Listen and see how you can adjust. But if today they say, oh, because I didn't look feminine, then I now go to wear wigs and all that, it would have hidden the real talent. That would have also probably suggested the kind of songs I should be singing. So just be yourself and stay in control of your art, because it's only you deep down that know what you can do, and let people see that through your actions. And just stay doing that one thing, because it takes time. It takes years to build a global brand. And if you don't stay focused, it means you don't even trust what you are doing. Just stay there. It will grow. And the more you grow, the more the value goes up. But if you change too much, you end up being confused, like you are trying everything, but you can't master any. And the cheapest, I always say, is when you are yourself and you keep being yourself, it gets to a point, it becomes so easy. You even fart and it will become headlines. You know? So, yeah, just be you.
All right, well, now, I like all that you said, but let me just ask Aktando, do you agree with everything she said so far?
Very much so.
All right.
Uniqueness.
Okay, but what if you are being unique and being yourself, but it's not selling? You are not getting the numbers. You are not, hitting your targets. People are not loving you. Do you have to continue being yourself? Or is there a time where you must consider change?
That's a very good question, now. Being consistent doesn't mean you should be ignorant. That's what I would say. And a lot of brands do not invest in research. When you talk about research, not the kind of research I made you do, whilst you have to do literature review and
qualitative analysis.
Those kind of things. These are basic listening. Now everybody is online. So how much time do you invest in doing social listening? Okay. Asking people around you. I do that quite a lot. Every semester, I want to go back to my student and ask you, how was the class? How did you like the way I delivered? How do you like my teaching materials? I want to listen to improve. Okay. Brands should not be static. So once you identify your uniqueness, and then you have to also have to understand your purpose, why you are doing what you said you want to do. What is your brand purpose? Understand your purpose. A lot of people don't understand their chosen fields or their chosen talent. So understand your purpose, invest into research, ask, listen a lot.
What kind of research can a musician do?
A lot. Social listening, basic. Now, all of them are...
What is social listening?
Go to all your Facebook or your media handles, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Listen to what people are saying about your brand.
But sometimes people are just there spewing...
Definitely, but they are very important. You know what? Brands are about perception.
Okay.
And then Walla said something, and then I just want to add a little bit to what she said. It's about you putting yourself out there. Not just you putting yourself out there, but controlling the narratives. Because if you are not very careful, people would position your brand in a certain way that you don't like it. So you must be in charge. You must be the driver. And then control it. Tell them that, okay, this is what I stand for. Be repeated. Anchor your brand messaging, your purpose, your vision, your unique value statement almost every time, consistently. Either than that, they will put you into a certain corner that you don't want to be there. So you must take control, you must take charge. You must love your brand. You must be jealous about it. It's just like you have a very good shoe that you like. Every morning you want to look at it and polish it. You don't just buy the shoe and put it there. It will rust. Ants will go inside. But you want to bring it and then listen around. What are they saying? What are the things that they are saying that I think I can borrow from even their negativity? What are the things that, okay, I can just throw it away and stay focused? But what are some of the things that I can also bring from some of the conversation to enhance my brand to get to where I want to
Now, when
get
you listen to some of the very good brands, they also tell you that don't listen.
Yes.
Don't listen to what people are saying because people just come and confuse you. Some people actually say they don't read any of the comments on social media. They just stay true to what they're doing and they stick to it. Is that a way?
It is very dangerous if you adopt such an approach.
Okay.
It's an approach, yet people are very, they just want to, they say that when you're walking straight and then a dog is barking at your back, when you turn to look at the dog and then you try to say, okay, is he coming? You cannot be able to reach where you want to go to because it will delay your steps. That is an ideology. But if you ask me, having been around for 20 years, I will tell you that nobody has listened and gone wrong with that.
All right, so let me come back to you, Buyala. You spoke about having the right people on your team. I think from listening to you over the years, talking about your manager and your team, we know you've got the right team and they're holding you down. But not everyone is able to get this. Now, did you have to go through a few people before you got your team? Or how would you advise someone who's now putting together their team? What are the things you should look out for?
For me, I would say I did go around looking for people to support, but few of them did have their own idea of how I should be. And deep down, it's not what I wanted. And if I had gone that style or been like that, I would have ended up getting very angry and not doing the music that I want to do. So when in fact, my manager found me because I was out there. I used to walk around with my CD and I'll do my hair and all this African print. And that made me stood out among 700 students. And we're like 70 students in the class, but I was easily spotted because of the hairstyle and all that. That's how he spotted me. And my manager has been very understanding of my brand. He asked, where do you want to go? And after I explained, okay, the talent is there, you have it, but maybe you are in the wrong, you are going on the wrong stages. You are being, you've been attending or mixing with the wrong crowd. Not like they are bad people, but you are finding yourself in the wrong places. So let's find your stage, and all you need is a bit of financial support, and I think you can be, you do it. And that is what it took for me. Yes, I was out there, everybody saw I was talented, but I was approaching the wrong team, and whenever I approach, they already have a different kind of a setup for their artists, so I was struggling. But when I found my manager and my current team, I'm more or less in control of my art, really. Yeah. And I would say 70 to even, in fact, 90% of what I do is me. The rest is financial support I get, and then they allow me to really, really be myself. And then they work around it, how they can create a beautiful brand, achieving what they want, and I'm equally happy because the artist is really happy doing what they want to do and you support them. Yes, but I want to add up to what my brother has said, or my uncle. Yes, when they say don't listen to don't listen. It's not they don't listen. It's don't listen to negative things that will deter you. But we do listen. I read a lot of comments. There are a lot of people out there who can take one look at you and then they can comment, and you think their comment actually makes sense. So you add it. Others, we all know that it's just normal jealousy and all that. So we do listen and find your spots, and by the reaction of people, because when you read the comments, you really know whether you are really on track with where you are going, the brand. Because there are people that will always come and comment exactly what you were thinking. Yeah. Then it's true.
Yeah,
so you
true.
Listen, because if you don't listen to the dog barking behind you, it might chase up and bite you. But if you look and see that it's
you know there's a dog coming. Very well. Thank you, Buyala. It's always nice to connect with you. Thank you for sharing with us so honestly. Welcome. Thank you. Now, she's made some very important points. But before we wrap up, I think we've carried on with the conversation as if you already know what your brand is and you are looking at how to position it globally. let's wrap up with explaining for people who are not even sure
who they are.
Struggling
to find their identity.
Struggling to find their identity. How do you find that identity before you build it?
Yes. So I have a class I do for corporate executives, and I have very nice, interesting people come to my office, and I tell them, okay, go and look inside the mirror. What do you see? They tell, I don't see anything. I see myself. I said, then it is you. That is the beginning of branding. Now you see yourself. Then, and at the second stage, I make them do what I said. Some of the things that comes to you easily. Now, Shako, you have been talking for 20 years. I watch you the perfect picture, and you are still talking.
Yeah.
that is you.
Yeah.
So it comes to you easily, right? Your gentleman called me last night. I was busy somewhere, but I came here because I have invested in myself
over the years.
So it comes to you easily, and you want to jump at it. So ask yourself, what comes to you easily? What are your core values? What are your strengths? What are some of the things that you can do without sweating? You can identify those things, your strengths, and then see, how can I like money because I'm an Ashanti boy. How can I monetize that core strength?
Okay.
And then sell them. How can I get it out there? I said in my introductory remarks that your brand purpose or your value statement will not get to the people by osmosis. You must take responsibility and then take it to them. That is some of the things that I think that. So if you are struggling to find your identity, you just sit down there and do an activity mapping. What are my top 5 strengths? What are my top 5 weaknesses? What are some of the things that I do that when I go to the office or I'm in the classroom or I'm at church, people say, oh, okay, you are a good talkative, or you are a good, is there something like a good talkative? or you are a good communicator, right? Those things, sit down there and say, okay, fine. These are, I think, what I believe I can do best. And this is what I think I hear people say, I know how to do best. And then see how best you can grow it to become a very unique brand for yourself.
Dr. Aktando.
One last thing before I go, please, Ghanaian brands, today you interview the musician, let them know that they need professionals. They can't do it by themselves. There's a number of people we train at GIJ who are very good professionals. They hire them to handle your PR for you. You cannot do it. You can't just come to Facebook and Twitter and say anything. Let people guide you with the way you talk and the way you speak. That will help you go.
Thank you so much, Aktando, for coming in. It's always a delight to listen to you.
Thank you.
So much to learn. So hire professionals and let them guide you. I had Aktando. He
100%.
turned things around for you. I can assure you of that 100%. I hope you've learned something from this discussion we've just had on positioning your brand for the global market.